Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ready, Set, Recap, where we recap what's been going on. I'm Daniel, joined as always by my best friend, Skyler.
Hello.
This week in the news, not a ton. George Miller wants to make some movies. There was a Nintendo Direct, there was an Xbox showcase, and there's a lot of rumors circulating around those two things. It's going to be a video game heavy episode. But Skyler, before we get into that one, what's been going on with you this week?
He-Man.
He-Man.
And
Oh,
the
you watched
Masters of the Universe.
I thought you were making fun of the voice I was doing. I didn't connect the dots.
Both.
Okay.
Both at the same time.
Good.
I'm making fun of you and I saw He-Man.
Good.
Boy, wow. How do I explain Master of the Universe? I think if you're listening to this and you're wondering, should I see Master of the Universe 2026? Sure, maybe. Yeah, give it a shot because you know what? It's fun. There's worse out there.
Okay. Pitch it to me because I'm actually deciding whether or not I want to see it.
This movie has been stuck in development hell for, I feel like 15 years. That might be a bit more than it actually was, but it's been stuck in development for a long time. And I think it finally just got thrown on the plates of some people that decided, what if we gave a shit and just did this? And it ended up as a fun, I don't want to use the word product because, but yeah, kinda a fun end result. It's the right amount of camp and the right amount of give a shit that you should give
Okay.
a He-Man movie in 2026. I think there's a good, strong, core message and feeling to this one. I like the lead. For what it's worth,
Is he a
this is the
gnome?
best. He was the only thing I know him from was he was in the movie Bottoms, but that's it. I mean, not that's all he was in. He's in other things, but that's all I know him from.
Okay.
And for what it's worth, as I was saying, this is weird to say, but this is probably the best Jared Leto performance in about 13 years or so since he won the fucking Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club.
So you do agree Dallas Buyers Club was good? Because I've not seen
Yeah,
it. But
I think so.
I'm just shocked that he has an Oscar.
No, yeah, I think that movie's good, and I think his performance is good in it. So sure.
Why he gets so bad after?
Ego. He's a hack. I don't know. Allegedly, I don't want to say. We don't need Tron Ares coming after us, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe he was just born to be Skeletor. I did see some. I saw one like random video of this lady complaining about how he sucks as Skeletor and the vibes were all wrong. The vibes are different than like the original cartoon for sure, but he's still just a fucking loser goofball at the end of the day. And I just think it fit what this movie wanted to do with Skeletor, so it's fine. I'm not saying give him an Oscar again. I'm just saying
Not for fucking He-Man.
I'm just saying this was a fun. It's a stupid fun movie, and I enjoyed myself. I got a big popcorn and a hot dog.
Oh my god!
And I went to the cinema, and it was a time. It was an experience. There were a shocking amount of people in the theater seeing Masters of the Universe when I went. So
it's doing okay?
no, it's not doing very well at all. According to what I read recently, it's basically not going to make its money back. I think.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, but you know, we didn't. I don't need more of this, but I enjoyed what we got. For
Fair
what
enough.
it's worth, three stars on Letterboxd. Also, the World Cup has started. Yay! If anyone out there cares about soccer, I care when it's a big international event like this.
Mm.
Who do you support, Daniel? Who's your soccer team? Who's your
I
country of choice?
I don't support soccer at all.
No, support one.
It's a byproduct of British colonialism, so I can't support it.
Scotland, you're Scotland's your team. Then.
Do they have a team?
Yeah, they're in.
Okay.
As of recording, Mexico won the very first game. Canada tied their game against Bosnia, and USA.
Bosnia got a whole team?
Now. Yeah, right now USA is up 3-0 against Paraguay. So it's looking pretty
Are
good
you,
for good old USA.
it does sound like you were turned 180 degrees away from the microphone right now.
I did turn to look at my television. That's
Okay,
true.
okay.
And I want the listeners to know that. I want them to sense that I'm now looking across the room to
It's
my
truly like
television that is playing the World Cup.
it's like you're yelling
That's
from
the
the doorway. It's like you're asking if I
that's
want more pizza rolls.
that's the do you want more pizza rolls?
Yes, actually.
I don't have
We
any.
were hanging out like an hour ago and you said that I
I don't
wasn't allowed to eat. So,
I don't have I said we didn't have time. We were gonna go places, but then we ran out of time because the adventure we were on took too long.
it happens. It's been known to happen.
Go England. That's my team. Yeah, that's it. We're
Ooh.
done.
You're going to support the colonialism sport and the team that did it.
I don't have to explain myself to you. We're just gonna make it to the quarterfinals and lose anyways. It doesn't matter.
Is that tradition?
I think we got to the semis last time, actually.
Not bad. My week, not super exciting, I would say. Basically immediately after we recorded last week, I went to a One Piece card event that was pretty cool. I did not do well. it was a pre-release event, which is, I think I've said this on a previous episode, but you get 6 packs and you build a deck out of that. So I prefer those
Yeah.
ones because you don't have to worry about people being like really good and having a deck that's super meta because it's just like basically luck of the draw. Whatever cards you get, you get.
Oh, England did lose in the quarters last time. All right, go on.
No, that's fine. So I prefer those events, and but I only won one of my 3 games that we played.
Hmm.
I was close on a second one, but close don't count it.
Hmm.
But they were also doing a raffle to see like who, like if you drew the right colored marble, then you were able to buy a box of the cards, which is 24
Yeah.
packs. And I did pull. I pulled the good marble, and then from the
Yeah.
box that I got, I pulled like a $1,300 card of Nico Robin dressed as Miss All Sunday, which is
Yeah.
objectively one of her best costumes of all time.
Bring back the cowboy hat.
That's what I'm saying. It's awesome. So I sent
Hmm.
that card off to be graded. And frankly, I don't need any more packs from that set from OP15. It just came out today, and I did buy some more packs today because I had some pre-ordered. But that was my chase card for this set, so I'm kind of just done, just waiting for 17, I guess. I read some comics. I think
Ooh.
I technically read one of them a week or two ago, but I didn't think to bring it up until now. I've watched or read both of them. So a couple weeks ago, I read Superman Smashes the Klan. Did I bring that up on this one?
No, you didn't. I don't think.
I think I talked about it somewhere, but I don't remember if it was like on a podcast or just like with friends
I
somewhere.
I don't believe you've spoken about it to me,
Okay. Okay.
unless we have audio recording proving otherwise. But I don't remember it
Yeah,
because I don't remember anything.
that's fair. Um, Superman Smashes the Klan is exactly what it sounds like.
Hmm.
It's a Superman comic that takes place in the 50s or something. It's like, war era. I don't know that they ever specify a year, but he is taking on the Clan of the Burning Cross, which is not the Ku Klux Klan because I do think that is technically an owned IP and you could get in trouble for that.
Yeah,
I think
someone proudly owns that
yeah,
trademark.
someone owns that fucking trademark and they're a real a real proud boy if you know what I'm saying.
Mm.
But it's a really good comic. It focuses on him like it's like Superman and like two, I believe they're Japanese kids. No, Chinese, two Chinese kids. And like the troubles that they're going through and what it means to like move out of Chinatown and move into this white neighborhood in a small town and all this stuff.
Hmm.
I mean, it has small town vibes. It is Metropolis, obviously, because Superman's there. But
Yeah.
it's really good. It's a classic. It came out surprisingly recently. So it came out, I think, like 2023, 2024, but it's based on one of the original Superman anythings, which was the radio show. If you know your Superman history, then you know that, and this might be partially urban legend, but it is said that part of the Superman radio show was specifically used to take down the Ku Klux Klan. Like
Hmm.
they would use it to like A, name and shame them, and B, like get some of their like names out there, like not the names of the people, but the names of like their groups, like their subgroups that were associated with the clan, and like names
Sure.
of like their
Yeah.
events, so people knew. So people would be like, "Hey, isn't that? Are you part of that group that Superman fucking hates? That's crazy. Couldn't be me." And
Mm-hmm.
apparently, it like really worked because it embarrassed them to the point where like their like new people signing up to be part of the clan like dramatically fell off.
Mm-hmm.
And the clan, like on top of being obviously terrible, they don't even, some of the people at the top, it seems like, don't even believe in their own like terrible message. Like they just do it as a business. Like they're in the business of hate and bullshit.
Right.
And so them not being able to sell, I don't know, limited edition fucking racism hoods stopped them from being able to like really do anything. So it's, I don't know, it's a really cool story. And then the second one I read in my woke ass Superman comic book reading week, I guess,
Oh yeah.
was called Superman: The Harvests of Youth. I don't know when this one came out. I think it's also relatively recently. But it's literally about, the reason I read it was because it's Superman as a teen in Smallville. So obviously Smallville being one of my favorite TV shows, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll read that. And it's about a kid who unalives himself
Oh
for
no.
podcast wordings.
Oh no.
And then it's this like sort of deeper dive into like really toxic internet culture and like incel culture, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
So so I read Superman Smashes the Klan and Superman Smashes Reddit back to back.
Hmm. Good. Get it. Get it, Superman.
They're both really good, but I feel like you have to be A, open minded. You can't be an asshole to enjoy either of them. But B,
Yeah.
you have to be like, feel like you have to be like aware of what you're getting into. Like you're not gonna, it's not a comic. Neither of them are a comic where like Superman's gonna go and do like a big cool battle, because like
Of course.
they don't want to have a clan member be like a really cool fun villain. He's a total fucking dork and
Yeah.
loser,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So they're not gonna be like, and Lex Luthor is part of the clan, because like people like Lex Luthor even though he's the villain. They're not gonna do
Hmm.
that. But really good. Highly recommend both of them if anyone's a comic book person.
Cool.
But potentially the biggest thing that I did this week was I finally finished My Hero Academia, the show, the anime.
Wow.
I know. Big applause. Thank you, thank you. It came out, like the last episode I think came out last year, but they added a 12th episode to the final season a couple months back. So technically, I'm right on the cusp. You know what I mean? I'm like right
Hmm.
there, even though I had to watch like 2 seasons to finish it. I had heard from friends of mine that the ending of My Hero Academia is really bad, and I didn't dive into the internet side of things to figure out if that was a common take or not. But what
Hmm.
I can say is my friends were wrong. Like I don't think it's necessarily like a 10 out of 10 ending. I think it's like a 9 out of 10 ending or an 8.5 out of 10 ending, but I think it is really good. Um,
Is it a common take? Did we learn that? I don't
I
know
didn't
anything
look it up,
about.
to be honest with you. I don't really care what other people's
Okay.
opinions on things are most of the time. So,
No, yeah, and you shouldn't.
um,
But
so, but I did think it was really good. I understand I don't understand why people wouldn't like it, because I feel like it all works out in the end. Like there's there's two things that I don't want to spoil it, because I do think it's a really good show overall, even if you don't like the ending. You know what I mean? I think it's something that shouldn't, I think, be spoiled for people, especially for you, because I do think you're probably going to end up watching it at some point.
eventually, yeah.
It maybe I was part of rewatch or something, but like we'll get to it. Like I'm confident that it's a thing that you will eventually experience. So I don't want to
Hmm.
spoil literally the ending of it.
Yeah.
But there are two things that happen near the ending, revolving around sort of the legacy of the main character and like what it means to have had the power and experience that he had. And I think the writer took a really interesting direction of that, of being like, no, I can't even really dance around it very well. But there are things about it where I think if people like just wanted a big a big punch and a big fight, they would be like disappointed. But I think narratively, the ending is incredibly well written. The one thing that I would accept people being upset with, I mean, whatever, have whatever opinion you want, but like one of the things that I had heard people being not happy with the ending of was the lack of like a romantic ending, because these, obviously there's a lot of like relationships
Yeah.
between all these class members, and so people wanted
Sure.
like some of these ships to sail,
Hmm.
and we didn't get that originally. But I will say, this is a mild spoiler. I won't say which kids, but some of those ships do sail in the new episode, the like true final episode of the show. So
Okay.
maybe go, hey, if you were unhappy that your favorite character didn't kiss your second favorite character, hey, go back. Maybe they did. Some of them did.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
I just think that we live in an era now across any and all mediums of whenever a series of anything comes to an end, it's going to be the worst ending since the last thing that ended, because
Yeah.
that's just how we talk about stuff now.
Well, and I do think there's a part of it where that becomes especially true for things that are very popular. And My
Yeah,
Hero
of
was
course.
hugely popular when it was airing. And
Hmm.
so that I think makes people want to hate it more, certain people. And then on top of that, it also, because it has such a big fan base, usually will mean that the fan base for it is also sometimes really fucking gross. And that's definitely
It,
true of My Hero.
uh, Annoying probably. I'm
Annoying
not
for
not
sure, but
not calling
also
out not calling out My Hero fans specifically.
not My
I
Hero
haven't
fans like as a
interacted.
totality, but
But fandom in itself is a fucking toxic word. It's gross.
that's definitely true.
I just
Yeah.
hate it. I hate the you take being a fan of one thing specifically and you're gonna make that your persona.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
come on. Let let everybody like their own thing and then do different stuff. You can do multiple things.
Yeah. But it sort of in conclusion, I think My Hero is a really great show. I think it has some really great character writing. I think it is amazing how by the end of the show, so many of these side characters that were like, oh, he's just like a joke character. Like all of Class 1A matters at the end of the show. Most of Class 1B matters by the end of the show. All of the heroes that we've met, like true heroes, matter. Everyone played an important role in the story, and I think that that's genuinely impressive. Like I was
Mhm.
shocked when certain characters got moments. I was like, that fucking guy, really? But
Hmm.
like, there's a character. God, what's his name? Shinji. I don't fucking remember. There's a guy. He's like the octopus guy. And near
If you
the
say
end,
so.
I don't remember his name. Unfortunately, there's a lot of names. His superhero name is Tentacool, if that means anything, like the Pokemon. But the he like is not really a huge character for the entire show, and then at the end of the show, he gets a quick little 3-4 episode arc, and by the end of that, I'm like, you know what? Actually, this character is great. I love this guy. So I just think it's really impressive that they managed to do that for so many characters. But Skyler,
Yes.
you know what else is impressive?
Yes.
Your boy, George Miller, wanting to make
Yes.
more Mad Max movies. I don't have
Yes.
any notes on this. I just wrote Skyler to
You
lead. So take it away,
you just
buddy.
wrote down that I said something about George
Pretty
Miller.
much.
I mean, there's not really much to say here other than George Miller's 81 years old, and he just recently said that he wants to make another Mad Max movie, Mad Max feature, as well as a like TV series.
Have we had a Mad Max TV show before?
No?
I know there was the game, which got fairly mixed reviews. But
Yeah, it's fun though.
that's the only not movie thing I know about. There's probably a book or a comic or something.
Oh, there's definitely both of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't believe there's ever been a show, not even like an animated show. You'd think that would be an easy
Yeah.
thing
Well, it'd
in
be
any era,
yeah, it'd be pretty low budget, right? Because everything's a
like
fucking
a
wasteland.
like a low budget '90s Mad Max pseudo kids cartoon, or like a modern day like Netflix era
hmm
high budget Mad Max kind of anime or whatever, like that like
Yeah,
the League of Legends thing.
you could do it like a Jericho or like certain seasons of Walking Dead where it's like we have this town and we're gonna defend this town from whatever random bullshit walks out of the wasteland at us.
Yeah.
You know, I think that
I
could be an interesting show.
I think the important thing to note here is that Mad Max Fury Road is one of my favorite action movies ever made.
It's good.
I loved Furiosa. I thought it was great. Furiosa did not make the money that it needed to make I feel people think confidently about the future of Mad Max.
Hmm.
But also George Miller's a huge name. If he wants to do this, he can get it done. Probably another movie. Although his movies take a while to make and are allegedly like hell when you're filming them. But that is what it is.
That's just because you have to go to Australia, and that's where all the
Yeah,
craziest animals on the fucking planet are.
there's a big bug in the desert.
Big spider, crazy snake.
But yeah, no, he said this, and I say yes, please. I would watch both. I would watch both immediately. I would watch it now. Give it to me now.
Gun to your head, you only get one. Which one?
The movie, probably. I know. Well, no, maybe that's a beta answer because we've never had a long form show to explore the intricacies of this world. But also, do we need one to explore the intricacies of the world?
Wouldn't know.
I don't know. I would, if we only got one, I would take either.
Okay. Not a great gun to your head answer, but I'll take it, I guess.
But all right. So my answer is shoot me. Pull the fucking trigger.
All right. Okay.
Movie. That's what I think. I just like because I like movies. I like going to the movies. I want to go to the movies and watch Mad Max and a thing. Max Ratowski, Max Rakachansky. Fuck's his name.
I didn't know he had a second name.
His last name is Rakatansky or something.
Max Rebo.
No, that's a different Max. And he wasn't very mad. He was cuddly.
He could have been mad.
He could have been angry, but I don't think he was mad.
He was pissed. Skyler.
Hmm?
So we have a lot of news coming out of multiple showcases.
Oh, yes.
We're not going to cover every single game that was announced.
Good.
Because that would take us 100 years. We're going to talk about some of the bigger ones, but there was one pretty relevant to us game that was announced outside of either of the major showcases. Called Star Trek Shadow Frontier. I don't know much about this. It's being made by Bloober Team, who I feel like is a pretty hit and miss studio. They've done.
What else have they made?
They did the Silent Hill remake, which is really good. But then they also did. God, what was the name of that fucking game? There was like an Xbox exclusive around the start of the series generation that was pretty ass. The Medium? The Medium. That's what it was called.
I have no memory of this.
Yeah, well, it wasn't good, so don't bother. Don't waste memory space on it. But so they're pretty hit and miss. So maybe don't get your hopes up too high. It seems like the thing that they're better at is taking existing IP and adapting it. So maybe that'll help with this. I don't know. Here's what they wrote about it. After crashing onto a distant planet overtaken by a strange consciousness, Ro Laren must survive in an environment that is as breathtaking as it is lethal. In true Star Trek fashion, Ro's mission is driven by duty and purpose. But here discovery comes at a terrible cost. The more she uncovers, the deeper she is pulled into a corrupted labyrinth where her memories twist and the planet threatens to sever her connection to reality. Only by solving the mysteries of this strange world can Ro hope to make peace with the demons of her past, boldly going into the heart of darkness like never before. I feel like they name dropped like 3 different movies in there. But yeah, I don't know what the name of the species is, but she's got the nose folds like that one girl from the one I didn't watch. You know what I'm talking about? You know who she you know what that is?
Not right now, I don't.
Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know. It's probably going to be good. The thing that they said about losing touch of reality does make me think it's going to be more of like a cerebral sort of horror where things like are twisting and being, it's not going to be get away from the monster. It's going to be like there's some crazy shit happening in your brain, which I think does probably better fit Star Trek for the most part. Like, we've been watching TOS, obviously, if anyone hasn't been watching that series. And I do, obviously there's a monster on the ship episodes, but I think there's some weird bullshit going on and we have to figure out how to solve it is more common. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that sounds very Star Trek to me. Bajoran?
She's a Bajoran.
Bajoran. Interesting.
Yeah, I think when you read the description, I'm like, that sounds very Star Trek. Then I watch the trailer, and I'm like, this does not look very Star Trek. Granted, as you mentioned, we're very in the TOS mindset right now.
Right.
But it's just, that first shot that we see of like the big growing tendrils in the green sky and the and then
Yeah,
person runs by all frantic, and I'm like, this looks more like,
new Trek.
yeah, new Trek and a little Alien. It's not as like
Yeah,
tech industrial as Alien is. Like when we got that new trailer for the new Alien Isolation, so you can start seeing like all the architecture of the ships, and you're like, okay, this is gonna be Alien, yeah. So it's
right.
not quite like that, but it's just the vibe. I'm willing and ready to be surprised by how fun in Star Trek this is. The trailer didn't do it for me, but the description does.
That makes sense. Yeah. To be fair, the trailer like really doesn't give us like much of anything. You know, it's
No,
very much like
no, yeah.
the ship is fucked up and we're in zero gravity and I'm floating around. You know, it's very like I guess tone forward and not necessarily like story or gameplay forward. Which to be fair,
Hmm.
if it's a blooper game, the gameplay is not going to be super like heavy. It's going to be a lot of sort of like choices and shit like that. So we'll
I
see.
think until the bit where she grabs the badge, the Starfleet badge, you couldn't even begin to fucking guess that this was a Star Trek thing.
Well, she's got the nose. So if you knew what a
Yeah, but I
Bajoran
mean up
was,
up until that point, because we don't see her face until then,
oh okay.
until after that.
I haven't watched that trailer in a couple days. So I don't know. Kind of interesting though. I feel like we haven't gotten a Star Trek game in a while too. So
Definitely not one on like this huge AAA level, you know.
well, I wouldn't put many eggs in the huge AAA
A
level. It's going to be
double A and a lowercase a.
it's gonna be like upper double A, lower AAA level. If
I don't know,
Bloober's
a
general,
big budget narrative thing. The last
yeah.
Star Trek thing I can think of was that like VR Bridge Crew one.
Oh sure, I forgot about
That's
that
it.
one. I thought you were gonna say the MMO because that one still gets updates every
No,
now and then.
I won't
Well,
play a Star Trek MMO.
let's move on to one of the bigger
Or do if it's
showcases.
good. Go on.
Go off. We'll start with the Nintendo Direct because it was the shorter one.
Hmm.
It had a couple of pretty cool things. Again, we're not covering every single thing, so I just pulled out the ones that spoke to me in particular.
Hmm.
If there are things that you, the audience, would have preferred that we talked about, leave it in the comments, and I will answer all of those comments with how I felt about whatever game we didn't cover that you wanted us to cover.
Yeah, that's a promise.
That is
You have
my
that in writing.
that is my promise to you. They started out with one that I was immediately interested in, even though I don't actually think it looks like a good game. But it's One Piece Grand Gourmet. This is a restaurant sim that is obviously a One Piece game. So you
Right.
play as Sanji, you make your own baratier effectively, so like restaurant. It's got sort of a Stardew Valley sort of art style, maybe a little bit like Flash game adjacent. They say that there are 400 plus One Piece characters who can show up to patron your restaurant.
No
Um,
way.
it's cool. It seems cool. I don't see myself playing it personally, just because of how many other games there are. I don't necessarily think this is one that I'm gonna be able to find time for, but it is cool.
You
Like I
you
am
telling
for it.
me you're telling me that if Horty Jones walks in and orders a cheeseburger, you won't give him a
I won't.
cheeseburger?
I won't be there for him to ask. That's the truth of it.
Then and the Horty slander continues.
I don't mind
Rightfully
Horty.
so. He
Yeah,
sucks.
I mean
No, he sucks. Get him out.
he's definitely on the lower end of One Piece villains, but he's definitely better than one guy, Foxy.
Disagree. Disagree.
Foxy's a little bitch.
Yes, he is.
Hody would eat Foxy's ass for breakfast.
Probably. But Foxy's a king, dude. We love Foxy. They better not skip Long Land in the live action. They better not do it.
The second game that I took, that I wrote down here, was updates for Pokopia. I was playing this when you came over earlier today.
Yes,
I
you were.
enjoy it quite a bit, although I don't know truly how much more I'm going to end up doing in it. They announced their expansion pass for it, as well as a free update that gives you the ability to dive. So you put a little bubble helmet on, and you're able to go underwater and start building underwater. Because right now in Pokopia, as well you know, because I don't know. How far are you in Pokopia? Did you finish it yet? You roll credits?
Oh no. You've surpassed me, my student. Go on.
But yeah, so you can go underwater and you can build underwater. And so they're also adding with the expansion that comes out on the same day as it, which is like August. I don't actually think they said a specific day, but August. You get a new town called Bubbly Basin, which is a completely underwater town, and they add a bunch of, I assume, almost exclusively water type Pokemon that you can see there. The only ones that they showed were Poplio, the seal Pokemon from Alola, Mudkip, everyone's favorite, and Corfish, who, but that's pretty cool. There, I have questions about it where it's like, because you see the character like swimming around underwater, and you can clearly go like up and down and change your height. And some of the powers that you unlock later in the game, like there's like the magnet lift, and there's the fucking like the Dragonite thing, so you can fly. It does feel like adding this after the fact is just like, hey, this is a town where those powers don't matter. It's like, okay, well, I put in a lot of work to fucking get those, so. But hey, whatever, man. Godspeed to you. I also, I really like the way that the Pokemon animate in the game. I think that they look really good. It's truly like maybe the best that Pokemon have ever looked in a video game. That being said,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
they do get hung up on shit a lot. Like their pathing is not great.
Oh, sure.
And so them swimming around, like adding the Z axis of being able to control yourself underwater height wise, I have questions about how well that's gonna work. But we'll see. We'll see. Clear, they wouldn't do it if they didn't think they could make it decent. You know what I mean? So it'll be cool. I'm definitely looking forward to it. With the expansion pass, it looks like it's gonna have 3 different things. So there's this one coming out in August. There's another one coming out around winter, and then there's a third one coming out early next year. The second one just says it adds new gameplay, like new mechanics. It doesn't add a new town, and then the third one does add a new town. So I guess we'll see. A lot of people immediately thought that the December one would add like winter shit, so it would add like a snow zone, because we don't really have a lot of ice type Pokemon in the game right now.
Christmas Town.
But it does not add a town. The one near the beginning of the year could still do that. Like it's still winter in January, so like you could fucking it could happen. And that is really like the only biome that we don't have in the game currently, especially if now we're adding underwater. In terms of like where a lot of Pokemon would be, because I guess you could do like a swamp, but we've already kind of got that. Like we've got the muddy waters, so man, I don't know.
Christmas Swamp.
A Christmas swamp, just Jack Skellington dicking around.
Of course.
Haha, ho ho.
Sinking in the swamp.
Did you have anything to say about Pokemon? I don't want to just
run
over you if you got things to say.
No, Pokemon are cool.
Pokemon are cool, pretty good. I also don't know if you've played any of these before, but the next thing that I wrote down was the new Fire Emblem game, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. I don't know if have you played a Fire Emblem before?
I'm gonna keep that a mystery.
So no.
Until it becomes important.
This looks like we have seen this before. This isn't our first announcement of it. I think we got it like last year, maybe, or really no, it definitely would have been last year. It seems like I don't know if they've officially confirmed this or if this is just people talking online, but it seems like it takes place in the same world as Three Houses, which was a hugely popular one. So it makes sense if them to continue in that world. Not all Fire Emblems are in the same timeline, so
not all Fire Emblems are created equally.
Truly they're not. This one, it looks like the story is that there's some kind of tournament, and whoever wins, like a battle tournament, because it's a Fire Emblem game, and whoever wins the tournament, a Christmas tournament, whoever wins it gets a wish, basically. And so you've got four different potential playable characters, which again is very much like Three Houses, except now there's 4, which I guess technically, I don't actually know how the DLC for Three Houses worked, but it did add a 4th house. I don't remember if that was, now I can pick this house instead and play that one, or if it was you can also, there's an additional story where you do that one too. I don't remember. I didn't play that one.
That ruins the game.
4 houses. It was DLC.
It's not 3 houses anymore. It's 4 houses.
It was 3 houses and this other house that's over there. So you can play as Kai, who's a boy who wants to use the wish to get his dad out of jail. There's Diedrich, who looks like a villain. He's a fighter who just wants a challenge. There's Theodora, who looks really cool, who's a leader of some nation, and she wants to use the wish to free her people or rescue her people or some shit. And then Leda, who is a musician who wants revenge against somebody. I don't know. I'll probably play as either Kai or Theodora. The other two don't really interest me, but it's definitely a game that I'm going to end up getting. I really like the Fire Emblem series. It's like one of the Nintendo franchises that I actually care about, which is crazy because
Yeah.
other than Sakurai making the Smash games, they don't seem to give a fuck about that series. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah. But hey, we got one. That's one for me, baby.
All
It
right,
comes
cool.
out September 17th of this year, so I will be getting in on that one.
What else we got?
We got Xenoblade Genesis. This is the next Xenoblade game. The word Genesis implies that it's a prequel, but I actually don't know. If they said it in the direct, I didn't write it down in my notes. It's the first, I think, Xenoblade game to have a female protagonist, which I'm sure people will be really cool about. Although this is a Japanese like weeb heavy game, and they seem to care a lot less than American assholes. So
They like playing as women
hey, I
because
think it
women are
looks
cool.
I think it looks really good. I haven't played any of the Xenoblade games before, but I've always wanted to. They've added Switch 2 versions of the three Chronicles games. So I might get in on those. Although, like, I don't know, I haven't heard great things about that series. But hey, yeah, I guess we'll find out either way. It does come out next year, 2027. We don't have a specific release date on that,
Mhm.
but I don't know. I don't know, man. We'll see.
Mhm.
It's interesting. I'm always down for a fun JRPG, even if everyone is fantasy Welsh for some reason in the third one. Then we got Nintendo Switch Sports Resort.
All
Wow,
right.
we're doing it. We're bringing it back. It's Wii Sports, but now it's on the Switch, so we can't call it Wii Sports.
All right.
Um, it contains 12 sports, which are boxing, archery, table tennis, regular tennis, volleyball, bowling, basketball, golf, thumb wrestling, skateboarding, jet ski, which they called something different because I think jet skiing is probably a trademark they couldn't put in the game, and then prop planes and jump rope. And I'm going to be honest with you, some of them seem dramatically less interesting than others. Am I going
Well, you
to
don't want to do.
enjoy the jump
You don't
rope
want to do.
one? Probably
You don't
not.
want to do thumb wrestling. You don't want to do thumb wrestling.
No, no, I don't think so.
What the heck? You table tennis versus actual tennis.
That's the same game. That's the same thing.
It's got to be different somehow,
If
or else
you're
it wouldn't be
if you
there.
when you play it for real, they're very different. When you play it sitting on your couch with a Joy-Con, I don't know how different they can make it.
No, it's sports. You got to stand up.
But we're not gonna.
You have to. It's the rules.
I
It
mean,
says
I'm
so
not
when
even
you
gonna
buy the
play it,
game.
to be
It
honest with
says so when
you.
we're gonna play it on launch, and it's gonna.
well,
You have to stand up.
I'll test you on that when it comes
It's
out
part of
October
the part of the
22nd of this year.
part of the terms and conditions. You have to stand.
But yeah,
That
I
goes
don't
for
know.
everybody listening. You have to
People
stand.
people love those Nintendo sports games, so I'm sure it'll do pretty decent. We got an announcement of Final Fantasy Resonance. It's the first HD 2D Final Fantasy game. I literally could not tell if it was a remake of an older Final Fantasy or if it is just a new one that we're putting in the HD 2D style. Couldn't figure it out. Looks great. Really excited for it. Definitely not one that I'm going to be playing at launch, but if those reviews come in good, we'll give it a shot. Then we got the most non-announcement announcement of the maybe the entire weekend, honestly, because it got me really excited and then said absolutely dick ass nothing. So first of all, I guess this one is kind of interesting. Is they're getting all of the Kingdom Hearts games onto Switch. That's cool.
Boom.
I didn't know they weren't there already, but it's cool that they're getting them. I think that those games deserve to be everywhere. Everywhere, they're great games for the most part. Chain of Memories kind of sucks ass, but the other ones are good.
Give and take.
So they're pretty good. And then we got a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 that didn't tell us a single goddamn thing.
Boy, didn't it.
We just got, hey, it's coming when it comes out potentially next year, according to rumors, but not this trailer. It will also be launching on Switch 2, which I would have probably already guessed, to be entirely honest with you. So it really didn't tell me anything. Organization 13 is back. She's the lady, and the trailer is in a hood, which implies it's a new Organization 13 member. Maybe I don't fucking know. They're in a
Maybe,
big
maybe
city.
they just copped the aesthetic. It might not be the organization,
It's
but they
Organization
just like, what if we
Organization
took their
14.
hoods?
Yeah. This trailer takes place in a big city that looks it's just Tokyo, frankly. There's a shot in it that's just literally at Shibuya Crossing. despite that, a lot of people online are like, "It's New York. This is the New York from the Marvel movies." And it's like, it's not. It's not that.
Oh, dude, what?
Because you can literally point at it and be like, "That's literally Shibuya Crossing. It's
Yeah,
one of the most famous things in Tokyo. It's like
that's what
that
they
and
got.
Tokyo Tower."
That's right.
So no, man, that's not New York. Sorry to bust your balls on that one. But does the game look good? Yes. Did this trailer tell me a single fucking thing about this game that I didn't already know from the first trailer we got like 3 years ago? Again, no. Like, I don't know. It's a bummer.
It
I'm glad to see it. I'm happy it still exists. But like,
if you were concerned that there was gonna be absolutely 0% Disney characters in this for some reason,
yeah,
don't worry. They showed Donald and Goofy for about a second and a half.
they are there. Donald and Goofy do exist.
If you're concerned that that's it, you hold on. You might still have to be concerned for a minute
Ugh.
because they showed nothing.
Yeah. I do think I know that people are wrong and stupid for thinking that that's New York. I do think that there's a high probability that we do finally get like a Star Wars world or a Marvel world or whatever. Like it could definitely happen because I feel like between 3 and 4 we haven't gotten a ton of new big Disney things. You know, like what else is there? We're gonna go to the Encanto world, probably. We're gonna get like what else? Where are we going?
I would
You know,
Moana before Encanto, I would think.
Moana, sure, yeah. I think that those are two pretty big possibilities. I guess, yeah. But I don't know, man. Like we haven't really gotten one of the like their live action properties since Pirates, really. So I could see
Yeah.
it. I wouldn't be surprised. Is all I'm saying. If the next trailer, fucking Luke Skywalker walks out and he's like, "The Force is stronger than darkness," it'd be like, yeah, all right, that fits. That's about right.
Lightsaber keyblades, you think it writes itself.
It sure
but
does.
I guess we'll see.
Especially with how
Okay,
stupid some
all
of
right.
those ones in like Star Wars Visions got.
Let's talk about it though.
Yeah,
Let's talk about this.
sure.
If we get Star Wars, but it's sequel era Star Wars, will you be upset?
No, because I don't know that I would really give a shit either way. To be entirely honest with you, like
I think that'll cause controversy
oh
depending
for
on
sure.
which
Oh no,
era of Star
100%.
Wars they decide to put it in if they do.
People will be mad. People if it's anything other than the original trilogy, people will be mad.
I think that would be the most quietly accepted. They'd be like,
Yeah,
"Oh, Star Wars, okay," and that's it.
that's the
But
guy.
if they do sequel era, which that's all they would do is the original or sequel. They're not doing prequel era stuff.
No, I feel like I'd be too busy with all the Clone Wars shit. Like they'd want to tie
I
into that.
just
But it's just
I just don't think they're gonna.
yeah, it's you're gonna get some stormtrooper heartless. You're gonna get Darth Vader and he's all fucked up, and then that's what we're doing. Like if Star Wars is in there, that's what it's gonna be. Is
Oh, you
some
said
Organization 13 member sitting on Palpatine's throne? That's
you
happening.
said you said Pirates was the only live act, but we did do Tron.
We did do Tron.
We can go back to Tron.
No, I don't
We
want to see
can.
Ares. I don't need him.
No, they keep the helmet on him, so you don't have to pay him.
Leto.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think he would make them pay him. I truly think that's why he's in so many movies is he just rolls up and he's like, I'll give you money.
Daniel, have you learned nothing? He would make them literally motion capture him into the game.
Yeah, but
he has the ability to cast himself in anything, it seems. That's his devil fruit
that's
power.
his devil fruit power. But he does that. He doesn't make them pay for it. He has his own mocap studio in his basement.
If you look at the box office, they're paying for it.
Well, the movies are just bad. And then they ended the show. Well, sort of ended the show. There was one thing after it that wasn't a game, but it was just anyway.
USA just scored again.
I couldn't care less. But
Come on.
they showed off the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. This was heavily rumored for years and years and years. This didn't again tell us anything other than it's coming out this year. So we will have to see it again soon because we've got 6 months for that it has to come out in that window. It's clearly going to be a holiday thing if they're just saying 2026 at this point. It's one of those games that you could put this out alongside GTA and it would be fine because the Switch isn't getting GTA anyway, so you may as well put a game out on your platform too.
I also don't know if the Venn diagram of people who would only buy one or the other. I don't think that's large.
You know what's crazy is, and I agree with you to some extent
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
like those games feel so different, but I do
Yeah.
feel like the gaming equivalent of the people who just go to church on Christmas and Easter. Christmas and Easter is Grand Theft Auto and Zelda.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Because you've got, don't get me wrong, you got your ball and gun gamers, you got them for sure, for sure, for sure. But there is this other tier of people who are they're like the secondary tier of chuds where it's like I'm just playing shit that I played when I was 6, and that's the only. I don't care about new shit. I just want to play like Sonic, and I just want to play Zelda, right? Like
Sure.
that, and that's it, right?
This is a ground up remake, right?
It seems like it. I mean, we got like 45 seconds of actual footage, but and even that might not have been I mean, I think it said at the bottom of the screen probably not representative of final whatever because it always does in trailers like this. But yeah, I mean that would be the assumption. I mean that game's 1,000 years old at this point, so you can't.
Yeah.
There's no. I mean, and they've already polished it up 2 or 3 times. So yeah, at this point, if you're remaking it, you should remake it, which is exciting because this is a game that people love. I've never played it, but this might be
having
a good entry point.
Having a version to own on the Switch, that's cool. That's
yeah,
cool
I mean, I think is it already on NSO, the original version? It's got to be, right?
I think both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are on.
Yeah,
the 64 one.
It looks really good. I'm likely to play it, maybe not at launch. It depends, because we're coming up on Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask for replay, and I definitely want to play the original versions first.
Yes, I would highly recommend.
So we'll see. We'll see.
That.
Depending on timing of how that works out. And then they brought out the new Nintendo of America president, Devin Pritchard, who she seems great. She's doing a good job with Nintendo of America so far. She should probably not be in showcases because she is not a presenter. She's just, she was just staring straight down the barrel of the camera and talking real monotone, reading that their teleprompter. She is, she's good at her job, but this is not her job. This part right here, this she doesn't need to do this part. We got other presenters for this at Nintendo. We don't need her to do this. Because of course Doug Bowser retired semi recently, so she is his replacement.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. It feels like Doug Bowser was like kind of a stopgap when Reggie retired, because Reggie retired sort of suddenly. So
a transitional champion.
Yeah, and he also did a good job. I don't think, I mean, Nintendo's a hard thing to fuck up at this point because the fan base of Nintendo is so ingrained that like all you have to do is put out games. Did he just get the job
because his name was Bowser?
No, well, yes, probably, but but also I think he was just like the next highest ranking guy, so they just bumped him up. But he was probably already looking to retire pretty soon anyway because he's like 60 something and already very wealthy. So people don't usually want to work into their 70s. Although me and you, we won't have that luxury.
I'll be dead by then, so it's fine.
And that's it for the Nintendo Showcase. If there's anything that you, the audience, wants us to talk about, again, leave it in the comments, and I'll comment back at you. But those were the ones that stuck out to me. There were a couple other things in there that were some real stinkers. I will say, I don't think any of the showcases I watched this year were bad. Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, I think all did really good jobs. The Summer Game Fest had atrocious pacing, but it always does. They did have some really good announcements, so it was like fine. And then I didn't watch any of the smaller ones. I didn't watch Future Games. I didn't watch Cozy Games. I didn't watch any of those ones. But I will say this was I think we're going to talk about the Xbox one in a second one here, but I think this was a really successful overall corpse of E3 dance party. I think everyone did really good. There's a lot of really exciting things coming out of every show. I was very happy with everyone showing. Even though the PlayStation one's getting torn apart, and I don't understand why, because I think it was good.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it is because people didn't want to play as Lao Fei in the God of War game.
Oh. So
that's a big thing. Okay, and then it's getting torn apart for that, and then it's also getting torn apart because they were like, where's this? Where's that? Because there's like a lot of people want to judge showcases based on what wasn't in it instead of what was in it.
Yeah.
So
I decided before the showcase that you guys were going to announce this, and then you
yeah.
didn't.
Well, some of it, so for the PlayStation 1 in particular, because they do it for all showcases get torn apart in this way. But PlayStation's getting it extra hard this year for whatever reason, and I think it's undeserved. I think it was a really good show, but people are, cause some of them are genuinely a little surprising that we didn't see it. I'm a little surprised that we didn't see Intergalactic, because I thought that was coming out next year. Maybe it's not. But then there's other people also who are like, why didn't we see Bloodborne remake? And it's like, because we're not fucking getting one.
Are you kidding me?
You've been asking for this for like 10 years. We're not getting one.
You're right to be mad, but why are you expecting it all of a sudden?
I would love to get it, but we're not gonna.
Yeah.
So, fucking hell, man. But yeah, just I think it was a really great showcase season for anyone who cares. I think there's a lot of really cool stuff showing
I
off.
agree. I agree.
Usually there's at least one that will fuck it up real hard, and that we didn't get that this year. So hey, big thumbs up.
That means 2 will fuck it up next year.
Yeah, probably.
Those credits roll over.
But hey, let's talk about the Xbox Showcase.
Okay.
So the Xbox Showcase began and ended with Gears of War E-Day. So they showed a little trailer at the beginning, and then at the end we of course got the direct for it, which was like a whole 40-minute breakdown of, what this thing is and how we can, all the new shit that they added. I think this game looks really good. I think that it has the potential to be my new favorite Gears of War game, which right now my favorite Gears of War game is 3. A lot of people say 2. I prefer 3.
I think I also say 2, but I can see why that's more of a nostalgia thing. 3 definitely is good and important.
3 is my favorite. I also think 5 is really good. But people will never say 5 because you play as a girl in it. So oops. So fuck me, I guess. Anyway, I think it looks really good. It's called E-Day. It takes place during the original emergence event of the Locust. The interesting thing that they're playing with storyline wise or relationship wise is that, for anyone who's read the books, which unfortunately I have, I mean they're good books, but just like, I shouldn't have did this.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, here
dumbass.
I am. Whoa. At this time period, Marcus and Dom are like not friends, because I won't spoil it, I guess, even though it was in the books and this has been known by fans of the thing for decades, but I won't spoil it. But they only knew each other through Carlos, Dom's brother, who died in the Pendulum Wars.
Yep.
So Marcus worked with Carlos, and then obviously Dom is his brother. So they are only friends, sort of loosely connected by this third party who is no longer there. So they're playing on sort of the tension of what that is, and so we're going to see sort of the starts of this actual friendship here. I personally hope that we see Maria. That'd be interesting, I think, if we get to see Maria and the kids before things happen.
Do something before she does nothing.
Yeah, they introduced 2 new characters. There's a retired, or not retired, it just said former, but she's not old enough to be retired, cog named Mags, who I didn't look it up, but I think is being played by Adebayo's girlfriend or wife from Peacemaker.
Okay.
And then, I guess ex-girlfriend, because they definitely broke up in the second season. And then the second one, I couldn't clock who he was. I'm sure he's some actor from something, but he's like a new cadet cog. Not super dissimilar from a Carmine, but he's not wearing the helmet.
Okay.
So, and honestly, I thought he was a cop. I thought he was just a cop that was hanging out with them for the first half of the trailer, but no, he's just a cadet. But they seem cool. We get a little bit of like nostalgia pulls because Ty shows up in the trailer.
Ty.
We love Ty Caliso. He's a fan favorite character. Everyone loves him. They updated the movement to make it feel more modern, which I think is a big help. Mm-hmm. That was one of the things I know a lot of people were like, oh, Gears of War always feels so clunky because you're a 700-pound brick shit house. And it's like, yeah, that's what I want, baby.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
But they did add, like, you can mantle better now. There's like, you can jump up onto higher things. There's a slide. So they are sort of modernizing that same vibe, which I think is a really good idea. And I think it's going to be great. This is one of my top 10, top 5 games of the showcase season. Genuinely, it's really shot up. I was not super excited for it after the first trailer. I was just like, oh, it's Gears, but it's a prequel. This has sold me on it a lot better. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's coming out. Go.
even if it's just Gears as a prequel. I fucking love Gears of War. I'm excited.
Me too. I think Gears of War is really good. Some of the games are not my favorite,
Mm-hmm.
but even the ones that are not my favorite, I think are still good. Like Judgment is still a good game, just not a great game. Comes out October 26th of this year, so that's pretty cool. And it is, as announced by Asha Sharma herself, going to be an exclusive to Xbox. That's correct. We are back to exclusives. This and later in the showcase, Clockwork Revolution are the two that they've announced. We've gotten a lot of rumors about this after the fact. They haven't been able to break it down 100%. They have this new guy, Matthew Ball. He's like their strategic something officer. I'm not a businessman. And he was saying, literally, Christopher Dring, who's, I don't know why they did an interview with him. He's a known hater of Xbox. Like he's always writing just hit piece articles about Xbox, like literally every month. But he asked very directly, what is your plan for exclusives in the future after the showcase had happened? Which I think is a fair question because, you know, there's other things that we're going to talk about that were newly announced games that are still going multi-platform. They're still going to end up on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And without directly saying it, it looks like what the situation is that there are certain games that they already have contractual commitments to put on other places, and to break those would be expensive. And so they broke it for some things, but they chose not to for other things because they were just like, if they did it for 10 games all at the same time, it'd be a fuckload of money, right?
Strategically choose what we think will,
Right.
I guess, benefit us to withhold from other platforms.
Right. Well, and you have to assume it's also pretty smart, I think, to transition in this way from we're putting everything everywhere to slowly back. Because if you just like flip that switch, it is going to feel a little reactive, which it is. I mean, that is literally what it is. But,
yeah, it is.
But there is an aspect of it where it is good to be like, look, this is what these studios are capable of on other platforms. If you want these other ones, you got to come over, right? Like there's things like that. It's like that little appetizer thing. And so I do think that makes sense. And also, so we'll talk about it with some of the other games later. There are some that I'm surprised they didn't bring over, that they didn't break contract for. It looks like, and this is very heavily rumored and it may not be true, but it's been going, this is one of the, there's a lot of rumors coming out of this showcase and we're going to talk about all of them because I think some of them are actually fucking insane in like terrible ways. And some of them are insane in just interesting ways. This is the latter. This one is being rumored by people whose opinions I actually trust is the difference. And what they were saying is that the Halo campaign Evolved, which we'll talk about in a minute here, as well as Fable, Asha really wanted to make those ones exclusive. Her and Matt Booty, her and the Matts, her two. I don't know if we've talked about this. Actually, I know we haven't. So Asha's the CEO. The two people directly underneath her, it seems like, are both named Matt, and one is named Matt Booty, and one's named Matt Ball. So it's Asha, Booty, and Ball. I just think that's really funny. I don't know.
Pretty good.
Anyway, so she really wanted to make Fable and Master Campaign Evolved rather exclusive, apparently, and it seems like those were two where the contract breaking would have been prohibitively expensive. So, and I think part of that is probably because how close Master Chief or fucking Campaign Evolved is to coming out, and then Fable. I think there's also an aspect of it. I'm looking at that game and it feels like it's a really expensive game. So it's probably like, we do want to put that in more places. Like, you know, if you had to pick, like, I don't know. So there's a lot of conversations going on about, you know, this exclusivity plan of theirs. I think that it seems pretty straightforward personally, where it's like they're going back to exclusivity, but it's going to be sort of a slow roll before they get fully back. And then they did flat out say that their live service games like Call of Duty, like Sea of Thieves, like Fallout 76, those and any new ones in sort of that live service category, clearly not including Gears of War or Halo, will continue to be fully multi-platform. So those will continue to show up on PlayStation, which I think is smart because for games like that, you want the biggest player base possible. So definitely go ahead and do that. Like, why not, frankly? But anyway, to get back to the actual showcase, the second thing that they showed off was Fable, which I think still continues to look great. The big news of this is that it looks like it's being reported she's the villain. The trailer, I think, is kind of iffy on that, but it is being reported that she's the villain. Haley Atwell, Captain Carter herself.
Yeah.
Just really rolling in the, like, all of my favorite British people.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Mm-hmm.
Ayoade, Richard Ayoade, soon to be in Taskmaster. We got Haley Atwell, who I'm a big fan of. You know, we're doing some good things. If Greg Davies shows up as an ogre, a joke I've made before on this very channel, I'll be so happy.
I don't. I do remember bringing up Greg Davies as an ogre, and I was like, "Why's he got to be an
Because
ogre?"
he's
I
big.
I think I think the funniest joke they could do with him is everybody thinks and says he's an ogre, but he's just him.
He's
He's
just a
just Greg
big dude.
Davies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, so I think it looks really good. The game has always looked good to me. It did get delayed until next year, which I think is a bummer for you in particular. Is it you who is on your fantasy critic team and somebody counterpicked it, so you can't even drop it?
I think I picked it, but I don't know if someone counterpicked it. I don't remember.
I don't remember. I'd have to look at it. But I yeah. So you picked it 2 years in a row, and it's now not come out either of those years. I'm pretty sure. Is that
No,
correct?
I didn't pick it last year. I counterpicked it last year.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, so it's coming out next year.
Um,
We do have an actual release date for it, so that's a little bit more, positive. They explicitly said, by the way, that they were moving it out of that window to avoid Grand Theft Auto, which is probably fair. I think that that's a good idea, and it's not like we're going to be hurting for games during that time period. Uh, Grand Theft Auto is going to be there. The probably Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time rather remake is going to be there. There's going to be a ton of other things coming out of that time period. So it truly is better to move into the early part of next year where there's not a ton of things going on, and Fable can sort of own that market, that moment. It does suck. People hate delays, but it's better to not compete with Grand Theft Auto. Is all I'm getting at. But it is coming
mhm.
out February 23rd of next year, so pretty early next year. Gonna be good. Then we got the other game that we already talked about a little bit, Halo Campaign Evolved. Worth noting, this does not have a multiplayer suite. It is strictly a single player game. And it is coming out July 28th everywhere, including PlayStation 5. They apparently wanted to pull that back and then couldn't, as I said earlier. It does have 3 new missions, which appear to be pretty Sergeant Johnson focused, and it does look like they're making him more of a character than he was in the first game. Because if anyone remembers from the original Halo CE, Sergeant Johnson not
Yeah.
really a character until the second game. Like he was there,
Yes.
and he was one of the only Marines who had voice lines, but he
Yeah.
wasn't.
He could die.
He could die.
First of all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was not really much of a character, but people just attached to him because he was funny, and then they turned him into a character. I do think that they're hamming up his character a little bit in this. Like, I hope that it's not that way in the actual game. I hope it's that sort of trailer situation where they're just putting all of the like jokes or whatever all there, because I've never really loved the like blaxploitation Johnson, you know what I mean? Because some of it does sort of push on into that territory, where he's doing the like damn and like just talking about like women, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like original Halo 2, like there was some of that, and I was never a big fan of it, and it does feel like this is tiptoeing into that direction, so I would really
You don't
appreciate if
you
that
don't
didn't happen.
you don't like his
Um,
greatest line? Oh, I know what the ladies like.
that's okay, but it's just that it's
That's his
just
best line.
it's just one more drop of stew, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
One more potato in the stew. Um, I'm probably gonna end up playing this. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily excited for it because I feel like we just got the anniversary version, even though we didn't, but I feel like we did. So I'm not like necessarily like super excited to play Halo CE again. When I already have Halo CE twice at home. But fuck it, why
Sure.
not? Here we are. At least they're adding new content. That's something. That is a reason to play it. We had a couple other things in here. I did throw in Plague Tale Resonance. I think it looks really good. I really like the first 2 games. I don't have a ton to say about this one. Did you play any of the Plague Tale games before?
Nope.
Okay. They're good. Very French, very very French, and I assume that this will follow that same track. But it looks really great, and I'm really excited for it. But hey, everyone, shut up! We're getting the Persona 4 revival. Woo, woo! Persona, one of my favorite game franchises. Excited and thrilled to get a redo of 4. We already got Persona 3 Reload a couple years back, and so this was known. Like we knew this was happening. I hope they don't do this for 5 because 5 just came out. Like we just got Royal in like
Mhm.
2020, 2021, like recent. Um, so I hope they don't follow that, for 5, because I don't think we need that. But these ones that were on the PS2, I hope that they go, once they're done with Revival, I hope they go back and modernize Persona 1 and 2 and make those like good, because apparently those ones are pretty rough to play in these days. But hell yeah, super excited for this. Comes out next year, February 18th of next year. I think it looks great. There's nothing really else to say about it. Persona 4 is an extremely goated game, and getting it remade for people to experience who didn't play it in the PS2 era, like yourself, I think is a really good idea.
Boom.
Boom.
I also picked that Fantasy Critic, and it's next year, so fuck you.
What? Oh, did you? Did you draft it? I don't remember you drafting it.
I did.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, you get free drops of things that aren't coming out this year, so I think maybe 2 or 3 of them.
That one's going.
Probably a good idea. Then we got State of Decay 3. That's right. It still exists. It's still coming to PS5, which I think is to be expected. It looks like it's got a little bit more of a story focus. It also there's a lot of rumors about this. It's coming out next year, so we finally have like an actual release date for this, because this was announced at the launch event for the Series X. So we've known about this for 6 years, and we knew it went through development hell, and here we are. The guy who was in charge of the studio left, and then they basically rebooted it. So there's a lot of like turmoil going around, but I think it looks good. It looks like State of Decay 1 and 2. I really like State of Decay 1, and I didn't play a lot of 2, to be honest with you.
I liked 1, but people liked it. I didn't play 2 at all.
Yeah, people really liked 2, but I didn't really play much of it. It looks good. They're bringing over a lot of mechanics that we got introduced to in 2, like the full-on nests and all that shit. They brought that over. Man, there was a shot of those zombies running, and I was like, ooh, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready to go back on into that one. I might have to play State of Decay again before I dive into this one, but looks good. Excited for it. We got a Sea of Thieves update coming June 18th. That's real soon for those of you keeping count. It's custom seas. It's one where you can basically make your own little game modes inside it. Developers and CEOs really love the idea of user-generated content in video games, because it's basically just free shit. Just free shit. Yeah. You don't have to make it yourself. People will continue the category for it for you. And I think Sea of Thieves is frankly kind of prime for that. I know people have been asking for a lot of like very specific game modes, and now it's like, fuck it, just make it yourself. Which I'm fine for. I haven't played a ton of Sea of Thieves lately, but go for it. Go off, kid.
I love Sea of Thieves.
We got a bunch of other games in here that I'm not going to cover. A new look at the Metro game. There was the second Wolong game, but I'm going to skip all the way ahead to Senua. So Senua is the third game now in the Hellblade franchise. This one looks like it's going to be a lot more fight focused, so I hope that they make the fighting better. That's been the one thing that's really been a drag on this series, is people just really not liking the combat. But this comes out in 2027, and it continues to look great. Like the thing that this studio brings to the conversation is top tier mocap. They are like best of industry mocap. They really do some impressive things with that, and then sound design. Those are the reasons that you play a Hellblade game. So I know that those two things are going to be great. This game is going to look great, and it's going to sound great. We just need to get it to play great, and then it'll be the game. That'll be all that anyone needs. So I hope that they can finally sort of hit that third mark. What next? Oh, hey, this is relevant to our Ready Set Replay track record here.
Is it now?
Is a little bit later. We got our first proper look at Crazy Taxi World Tour.
We've done it again, folks.
We did it. We've brought you a new Crazy Taxi. And
maybe we just happen to be playing games in such a specific era of nostalgia that just we're hitting that wave.
I fucking guess so.
Everything we touch turns to gold.
Crazy Taxi's back. Resident Evil Veronica is back. Crazy week for us.
Crazy
Taxi week for us. It's coming out next year. My reaction was basically just like, yeah, all right, cool, why not? The soundtrack is going to apparently include a lot of the original songs, because we got the yeah, because at this point I feel like you can't put out a fucking, what is that? Is that Outcast? What is that? Not Outcast. What the fuck?
No, the Offspring.
Offspring, that's what I was thinking. I don't think you can put out a Crazy Taxi game at this point without that particular song. So it does feel like this is a game that is only going to appeal to people who are going to it for nostalgic reasons, and for that reason, I think a lot of the music in this is going to be from that era. Would not expect to see a lot of modern music in it. There are a lot of allegations
What?
that this
Oh
game
no.
was partially made with AI. So
Mm.
we'll see how much of that turns out to be true. Sega has basically said that they did, but not
Yeah.
immediately said that they did. So who knows? I don't know. I already wasn't super excited for Crazy Taxi. The idea that it is being made with AI certainly not helping in that
The
excitement.
allegations are coming from inside the house.
Yeah, it's not a great look. But what is a great look, Ayo Baby, they showed off a new 25th anniversary console and controller, and they look fucking sick.
Oh, the Xbox original thing?
It's not. It does have the original Xbox logo on it. And
Yeah.
I think there was an original Xbox that was the same. So it's this translucent green plastic, like how
Yeah.
sort of 90s and early 2000s tech was. I think of
Yeah.
those old Apple monitors, you know what I mean, with
Yes,
the
no,
shell on the
exactly.
back.
And then people would have like Game Boys that were like
Yeah,
see-through. Bring that back.
they're
Bring
doing
bring back the
it.
see-through. This is the first step.
I think it looks really good. I really, really want one. I don't. Am I gonna spend $600 or whatever the fuck to get a Series X with this? Probably not. But I
No.
really want to. I was really, really considering it, but it's just I don't know that I have the money for that at the moment. But it looks great. It looks really, really cool. I love that aesthetic. There was a fan event, a fan fest in LA, and
Yeah.
it was a lot of content creators, and they did
Hey, we're
give
one of those.
they gave every single person in that audience one of these consoles, and
Come on,
I've never,
dog.
and when I tell you, I personally know 20 to 30 people that were in that audience.
Come on, dog.
I'm fucking livid. I could have gone. Genuinely, I could have gone. It wasn't an invite thing. You just go. I could have been there, and I didn't because I was like, I don't travel, PTO, blah, 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 blah. So, oops, fuck me, I guess. But it looks really good. I really want one. They're limited edition, so I'll probably never get the opportunity to even buy one, let alone actually have the money to spend to buy one. But, fuck me. Looks good.
Does look good.
I've never been more mad. Let's see. There was new DLC for Age of Empires 4, Raiders of the North. It's a Viking DLC. Hey, is that cool? Sort of. Sure, why not? Here's an interesting new game. It's called Magicians: The Devil's Deal. I'm not really sure what the gameplay of this 100% is going to be. It feels very like Redfall, which is not going to sound like a compliment to most people, but I actually think that game aesthetically was very interesting. I think the vibe of that game was maybe the one good thing about it. And this has that, even though it's a completely different team. It looks like you play as a magician who needs to get revenge on the other magicians that betrayed you and killed you, sending you to hell where you made a devil's deal. That's the story. It looks really cool. I'm
Nice.
super excited for it. I don't believe it had a release date. If it did, I didn't write it down, but looks great. This is maybe one of the new IP things shown this weekend. This is one of the ones that I think is most exciting to me.
All right, cool.
We got there's a new Castlevania Belmont's Curse. It's a side scroller.
That's right.
Looks good. Play as a lady. You're playing as Rose Belmont. It looks like it has sort of a similar art style to Hades. Obviously, the gameplay is very different because it's vertical, but comes out October 15th. You interested at all in a new Castlevania?
Yeah, we'd seen something about this before.
Yes.
Have we not? And
I think we got an announcement of it, but I don't think we saw the game.
Right.
Yeah, if I'm mistaken.
I do remember saying that, heck yeah, a new Castlevania, that's cool. I said it back when it first happened, but yeah, no, I like it. I like Castlevania. It's hard.
Pretty good.
It's very hard.
And then we rolled heavy into the end of this. So the last couple of games announced, I think, are all interesting ones. There's one called Vivarium. It's very old anime, 70s, 80s style anime aesthetic. I don't really know what the gameplay is. It feels like it's maybe one part town simulator, one part quest, Stardew Valley adjacent type shit. I don't know. I really can't tell. The aesthetic is doing a lot of heavy lifting on this. But I think it looks really good. There's a cute little catfish guy. They say that it's inspired by Studio Ghibli, the art style. But when they say that, I think that they need to specify like it's old Studio Ghibli. Like it's not Spirited. It's not even Spirited Away. It's not Castle in the
Yeah,
Sky.
yeah,
It's not.
yeah.
It's like fucking Porco Rosso. It's the My Neighbor
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yamada's. Like it's that. Like we're the ones you don't fucking talk about. This is not
Sure.
Mononoke. This is that shit. Which is still looks really good, but I think when they come out and they're like inspired by Studio Ghibli, you get an idea that this is not. Um, but it does look really good.
Right.
Very excited for it, and it takes place apparently in a bell jar, which is interesting. I mean, it's called Vivarium, so I'm sure they're going to call it a Vivarium, but it's specifically a bell jar. Here was my pop off moment of the weekend. We finally got our first kind of look at Persona 6, baby.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Huge Persona fan since 3. Haven't played 1 or 2 because apparently they're bad. So I didn't go back and play them because every single thing I've ever heard is that they're not good to play. But Persona 6 confirmed. It is green. That thing where we had all of the Persona protagonists lined up for the anniversary event and then there was just a green bucket of paint around the corner. Turned out that was in fact a hint that it's going to be green. Okay, I guess I should specify. Every Persona game has a color that is the dominant aesthetic of the game. Persona 3 was blue.
Mm-hmm.
Persona 4 was yellow. Persona 5 red. This one is green. It's also got very heavy like horror vibes in this little teaser that we got. We get like a serial killer type shit. Like there's little pieces like cut out to make a face. It's in it. There's like a graveyard. The running theory, because this trailer told us fucking nothing. But it's a first announcement trailer, so unlike the Kingdom Hearts one, I'll let it go a little bit more because it's not a game that we heard about multiple years ago.
Right.
This is the first time we're seeing it. What we're hearing, there's tons of rumors, but what we're hearing is that it's going to be obviously very dark, or darker than 5 was, but the rumor is that it's going to have like sort of a punk rock sort of aesthetic, that sort of thing. If that's the truth, I'm fucking in so hard. We had a couple of like character designs leak that people think are from this, and based on sort of connecting a couple of dots, it seems pretty likely, and they do look like what I would imagine Japanese like goth kids would look like. So if that's the vibe we're going for, brother, I'm down double. Like this is going to be my game of the year whenever the fuck comes out. Like I'm probably just based on their track record, and the vibes are already on point. But I will say, like, I really hope that we don't go a full calendar year and not see this again. I hope that we see this at Tokyo Game Show and we get something about it. Or I don't need a release date necessarily, but just like, here's the protagonist, here's a song, here's like something, anything. Because this trailer, other than popping me off that it exists, really didn't do anything for me. Like I'm grasping at straws to be excited for this game, even though
Yeah. In the same way that people have been grasping at Elder Scrolls 6 straws for
years.
1 million years.
1 million years. It is weird that Elder Scrolls 6 wasn't here. I was genuinely expecting it to be here and we didn't get it. So that is one that I will give people being upset wasn't here. I think that's I think it's fair to have thought that would have been here.
There was an ESO online. Fucking
yeah, there always is. ESO makes a shit zillion dollars every year, so
saying "oh" and then online was redundant.
ESO,
Like,
yeah,
ATM
machine, it happens. Hey, we got a new Spyro game, Spyro: A Realm Beyond. It looks really cute. It comes out 2027. Some people are mad about the light redesign of the character. I guess they did something to his quote-unquote hair, that like ridge that goes up the back of his neck.
Oh no, they made Spyro woke.
And people don't like it. I don't know about that woke necessarily, but yeah, people just don't really like there's some people who don't like the redesign. It is to be clear.
They made Sonic's arms the wrong color.
Oh my god, they gave him teeth. This is one of the most watched trailers of the weekend, which I was surprised to find out. It's got like, was it like, I forgot if it was 15 or 50, but millions of views, like tons and tons of views. So clearly the desire for a new mascot platformer Spyro type game is there. People wanted it, so here it is. And I will for sure be playing it in 2027 when it comes out. That'll be a good time, I think. And also, we don't have like a ton of games announced for 2027, so theoretically, I'll have more time to play there. Hopefully.
Nah.
The only two games that we have left in here are Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, which was actually the last thing they showed before the direct, but I'm going to go to that one first because I have the least to say about it. It looks really good. It's very realistic. It's good for the people who are excited for it. It won't be dropping into Game Pass day one, if you remember.
You're right.
They did pull Call of Duty out, so I probably won't be playing this at launch or until it goes into Game Pass because I'm not a huge Call of Duty guy. But from everything I've been seeing online, the buzz for this is high, so I do think it will be quite successful. I'm very happy for the people who give a shit about Call of Duty. It's just not me. But hey, I do think it looks good. I just, it's not for me. But the second exclusive that they announced, although we had seen it before, at least last year, maybe the year before, Clockwork Revolution. This is a really cool sort of steampunk-ish game. It gives a lot of like the same energy as BioShock Infinite, which is a really good game. I think that's an interesting aesthetic to take after, because it's unique enough. Like we don't really get a lot of steampunk type
pseudo steampunk stuff.
Yeah, we don't really get a ton of that. Like the only ones I can even think of is like Dishonored, but we haven't gotten one of those in a minute. So yeah, I think it's aesthetically it's sort of unmarked territory, but it's it's about time travel, which we already knew. You go back in time to like start correcting things, and it's about sort of jumping between these two timelines to like, oh, I'm going to change this and then see how it worked out over here. I'm going to go back and change it again because that didn't work, and then that sort of thing. It looks really good. It comes out next year supposedly. I think it has a really cool style. And like I said, this is the second exclusive that they announced. This was the thing that Matt Ball, not to be confused with Booty, was saying. It was really important when they announced sort of going back to exclusives that they didn't just have Gears of War, because he felt that just having Gears of War announced as an exclusive to the console would be like, oh, it's the 25th anniversary, so this is like a thing for the 25th anniversary. It's commemorative. Whereas now, if there's two, it's like, no, this is a path. This is a thing that we are doing. It's not just because of the anniversary. It's because it is a change of direction, which I sort of agree with. He would obviously know business better than I do because I'm not a fucking businessman. But I get that. I understand that. So this was the second one that they chose, probably because it was further out and because it is a new IP and lesser well known. Breaking the contract that they probably had already signed on it was probably a lot cheaper. So. But yeah, that was the Xbox showcase. I think that they killed it. I think it was a really good show. There was a lot of stuff in it that I didn't necessarily care about, but I think even that stuff sort of moved quickly enough that I wasn't like dogged by it being there.
You could probably tell by the lack of in detail input that I had to give. I forgot to watch it.
Yeah.
So, but everything that we've talked about either sounds good and I will play it, or sounds stupid and I won't. One of the two.
Okay. We'll just guess which ones.
Well, I mean,
There have been, so this is the thing that I sort of want to talk briefly on here at the end of the show, is there have been so many rumors swirling now because of this sort of change of direction from Xbox, and some of them are unhinged. And some of them I do think are probably true, but then people are running 100 miles with this probably true thing. So one of the rumors, because Asha Sharma put out an internal thing that they always know is going to get leaked, but an internal thing that was like, hey, we're going to have to make some changes. Like we didn't, the previous administration here did not do a great job running this company, so we are going to have to change some things. And people are reading that and saying, hey, there's going to be layoffs probably next month. I agree with that. I do think that there are going to be layoffs. Because there always are in 2026, saying like, hey, this big company, especially in video games, is going to lay off a bunch of people. Like, it's not exactly a shocker. And then you look at how much the sort of upper levels of Xbox have changed, and it's like, yeah, they're probably going to change the bottom levels too, and that really only means one thing. But people have been sort of running with it in a really crazy direction. Like, here's the thing: they're going to do these layoffs, and it's going to fucking suck, and we're going to talk about how much it fucking sucks, and we're going to be really upset about it. It hasn't happened yet, so I'm not going to dig too deep into that. But people are already running with this, and they're like, oh, they're going to close all of these studios because of this thing that got said, right? So Matt Ball did this interview with Christopher Dring that I mentioned earlier. And there's this thing that's been going around where people are attributing a quote to it where they're saying that they said that they were going to focus in on bigger IP games and put less funding into smaller niche productions. Which sounds bad,
Okay.
right? Because if you're
Does.
Double Fine or you're Compulsion or you're Ninja Theory, although they do all the mocap shit, so they're probably fine. It sounds really bad. Here's the thing: I had watched
so far. That sounds bad.
it's a 40-minute interview. I had watched the entire interview before that conversation started happening. He doesn't say that in the interview at all. It doesn't even almost get mentioned. There's nothing that could have even been misconstrued to have been that sentence.
Okay.
So I went back and I watched it a second time. When I was right, he doesn't fucking say it.
Okay.
If you Google the quote that was being tweeted and then blasted onto all of these these article headlines about they're gonna de-emphasize these niche titles, is not only not a quote that he said in that interview. I looked around, tried to find other interviews around the time that other people at Xbox had done. No one said anything even at all similar to it. In fact, Asha Sharma has said almost the exact opposite, which is we need to focus on creativity. We need to focus on the art. We need to focus on and then the business side of it. We need to focus on having a consistent, like, what word did she use? I don't remember, but like having a consistent track of getting games out for Game Pass, because you have the subscription service, you have to put things in it so that people stay subscribed, right? And that was always the reason why those smaller games were being made. That's why we got something like a Kiln, or why we got Keeper, or fucking these smaller games, because they don't cost fucking anything to make. They go into Game Pass and they keep people busy for a weekend, right? That's all they need to do. Mm-hmm. So not only was that not said, it was indirectly, before even being spread around, kind of debunked. So I don't know what the fuck is happening. I don't know. I saw when I Googled de-emphasizing niche productions, it was in quotations in this tweet. The only thing that came up was that tweet and people responding to it. And then articles quoting that tweet from just some guy. Like, he's not an analyst. He doesn't work in the industry. He's just some fucking guy with a blue check on Twitter. And they're quoting this dude. Or this interview where he doesn't say that. So
interesting.
I've been asking around. I've been asking as many people that I know who are in sort of the video game content space as I could. I was like, where is this quote from? And no one knew. No one knows. People are running with the story that this is a true quote. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But I can't fucking find it, and I'm pretty fucking good at finding shit online. It's kind of my superpower. I'm really fucking good at it. But so I don't know. I don't really know what that is. I don't know where that one's coming from. There's also rumors that I think are being spun off of that, of like, oh, they're focusing on big IP. That means they're going to push Elder Scrolls and Fallout, which we already knew that they were trying to do. So I don't know where that one's coming from, but I think that's just getting pushed extra hard now, because it's like, oh, I'm hearing this thing and I'm going to connect this other little thing that I heard over here and then make that an article. There's a thing where people are saying, oh, they're going to do layoffs. That means they're going to close studios. And it's like, they might. I hope the fuck they don't. They might, but we're making a lot of jumps, right? Because we're taking the jump of they're going to do layoffs, which I do think they will do, especially because July is the end of their fiscal year, and I think the last 2 or 3 years they've done layoffs in July. So being like they're going to lay people off in July is not necessarily like fucking rocket science. It's like they're going to fire people from WWE after WrestleMania. Like, at this point, it's just that's what happens. And it sucks, obviously, but it's not exactly a huge prediction. But jumping to the conclusion of like they're going to shut down Double Fine, I think is crazy. I think that is a crazy leap. And also, I don't think Xbox could survive the PR shitstorm of shutting down Tim Schafer's studio. I don't think that they're that fucking stupid, especially this new guy, Matthew Ball. He's like a huge, well-known analyst. I've looked up a bunch of shit that he said about the games industry, and I agree with like 90% of his takes. I cannot imagine that he's going to shut down Double Fine. The worst I could imagine is that they would allow Double Fine to go independent again. I could see that. Just sell it back to Tim Schafer.
Yeah.
But even that, I'm like, I don't know. Like, they feed Game Pass really well, so I don't really know why you would do that, but you could. Like, they did that with... Like, they literally did that in the previous administration under Phil Spencer. They did that with a studio, an Activision studio called Toys for Bob, who's now making this Spyro game that's
Right.
still an Xbox game, right? Because they own the Spyro IP obviously through Activision. So they're still publishing it, but it's a studio that they no longer have to like pay the employees of. So I could see that same thing happening with Double Fine if that was the choice that they decided to make. But even then, I'm like, maybe I don't know if I can maybe. So it's weird. It's weird, and then it to me it just feels like we haven't had bad news for a while, and so people are like, oh, but the bad news gets big clicks, so we gotta like find shit and make shit up, like
Mm.
like there was a quote from like months ago before Matthew Ball even worked for Xbox, where for some fucking reason he was talking to Christopher Drink again, who was asking him about ads in Death Stranding, the first Death Stranding from like years ago. And he was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I don't really like it, but it's funny. Like it makes sense. Like I probably made a lot of money off of those ad things." And so people are taking that and then they're jumping 300 miles to being like, "Matthew Ball said he's going to put advertisements in Xbox games." And it's like, "No, he fucking what?" And then he had to come out and be like, "I didn't fucking say that. That was about I didn't work there at the time I said that, and I didn't even say it then."
Hmm.
So, I don't know. All I would say is I think right now in this very probably small window, because I do think that they're probably going to do layoffs. I think all three major companies, maybe even Steam, although I don't really keep up with them, are doing a lot of really exciting things. They're doing a lot of really cool things. There's a lot of really cool things coming to the video game space soon.
Sure, absolutely.
Everyone has at least 2 or 3 games or projects or whatever coming in the next 18 months that I am personally very excited for. And I think a lot of people are very excited for. And I
Hmm.
am very disappointed in the we need hate click farms
The tribalist
articles
nature of it.
that have been
Yeah.
coming out. And it is tribal for sure, because Xbox has been the very easy, punching bag for years. But I genuinely think I don't even think it's like we need to beat up Xbox. I think it's we need
It's just
hate.
a
We
it's just a cynical part
Yeah.
of the industry and what it is now.
It's like
Sure.
we need hate because hate generates clicks and clicks generate money. That's what it feels like. And I think because things are going really well in every way except financial, because like, hey, there's a lot of shit to be negative about in the game space right now. There have been a lot of layoffs. There will be more layoffs. The cost of RAM and shit is still going up. There was a report today or yesterday that people are thinking that the cost of RAM is going to go up by a multiplier of 5 by the holiday of 2027. It's fucking insane. It's genuinely insane. There are
Sure.
a lot of things to
Yeah.
look at in the game space and be upset about. You don't have to go and make shit up or take quotes from months ago and twist it into mean something that those quotes never fucking said. If you want things to be negative about in the game space, it's there. you It'll find you. I can't scroll any fucking where without seeing something negative.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I'm going on a tirade here a little bit, but it was really disappointing to me of like, because and it's also happening with PlayStation. I know in this particular tirade I was focusing on the Xbox stuff, but it's also happening over at PlayStation of people being like, I can't believe that they're making women video games or whatever the fuck. And it's happening to a lesser extent over at Nintendo, where it's like, why aren't you doing the new Mario game? Why aren't you doing? And it's like all this fucking bullshit of people just being pissed all the fucking time. And it's like, but we're getting so many cool things. Why are we doing this? What's the fucking point?
Yeah.
There's already so many other actual bad things happening in the game space. You don't have to generate your own bullshit. Just, I don't know. I don't know. That's just how I've been feeling this week. So I wanted to talk about it. Oops, sorry.
That's what we do here. This has been our new segment, Go Off King, and Daniel took the podium on this one.
Thank you.
So,
Next week, something stupid will happen in a movie or TV show or something, and you'll have your time, I'm sure.
I gotta muster the energy to care. That sounds too much. I definitely this week I couldn't possibly.
Next week we'll go to Skyler's nihilism corner.
It's just it's just 50 minutes of me saying just give up, die. It doesn't matter.
It's fucked. Um, but hey, guys, once more, if there was anything else from this weekend or last weekend that you wanted us to cover, a video game we didn't talk about, a story we didn't talk about, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Let us know about it. If there was something that happened in literally any other aspect of pop culture, wrestling, D&D, fucking anything that you want us to talk about, just drop it in a comment. It doesn't need to be today. You can drop it whenever you want, and I will see that comment. And if we haven't talked about it, if it's a quick thing, I'll answer it there. If it's a long thing, I'll throw it on the docket for next week. There hasn't been a ton of news other than these showcases the last couple of weeks, as you may have been able to tell by how off fucking kilter we've gone on a couple of the topics, as we're just kind of vamping. So if there's things that you want us to talk about, let us know. We're still very early in the sort of development of what this channel is. And so we're just going to talk about the things that we want to talk about. But if you, our audience, have other things that you want us to talk about, I'm willing to do it. I think Skyler's willing to do it to a certain extent.
If you've gotten this far, and by some miracle, you give at least a little shit about international soccer and the World Cup right now, leave a comment saying who you support. I would genuinely like to know.
Let us know. Let us know. You know all the things that content creators want you to do. Leave a like, leave a comment, blah, 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 whatever. You can follow the show on Twitter at rsr_pod. You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Daniel J. McG.
You can follow me on Blue Sky at Skyler 8-Bit.
And until next time, everybody, we'll see you around.
The game's just starting, the world's so bright. Jump right in, everything feels right. Let's play, take a trip back in time where pixels and memories